100 grams.
What's up? My name Damone. I'm the owner of DeesXquisite Seafood. I have a seafood business, my second location in New Orleans. I started off on the street corner outside of my brother's barbershop. Just trying to come up with something to do something different. And then I started selling the seafood plates and stuff like that. I started off selling them at $15. I actually was making no money at the time. I just was doing it just to make the money back, to be able to do it again, to get the taste out there. Or whatever. When we caught a little wave here in the city, everybody caught on to it, then I was able to at least, get it to a decent price where, it could be satisfied with the customers and things like that. And it blew up for me. I took off, like in the middle of the pandemic. I feel like something nobody probably has, did in a long time. We took off in the middle of the pandemic, and now we on our second location within 2 years. So, we still getting better, bro. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, we still out here giving the best product, one of the best products the city's seen in a long time. But some people catching up on it, some people still on the strong. You know what I'm saying? So we just trying to keep it pushing.
Dope. So you have the first best summary that we've ever had as an introduction. So we definitely love that, and it gives me a little bit more to ask you, a little bit more to talk about as well. So we're gonna kind of backtrack it and just trying to let people know, like, where are you from, where did you grow up, and how was your childhood?
I'm from New Orleans. I'm from the Florida Project. You know what I'm saying? The Ninth Ward. You know what I'm saying? I went to high school at Carver. Went there from. I went to Johnson C. Lockett Elementary. From there, I went to Carver Middle School to Carver High, so I'm diehard Ninth Ward, you know what I'm saying? So I did that, you know what I'm saying? My upbringing was good, you know what I'm saying? I mean, coming up in the projects, everybody, it's not never good, things not never sweet, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes, I just feel like, when you had a strong black woman behind you, you know what I'm saying, you can make it possible. You can either make it easy or you can make it hard on yourself, and that's just by, being raised by a strong black woman in the projects, you know what I'm saying? She let you know, like, good decision, bad decision. And once you make it to that, that age, that's what life be about. And I grew up doing that, man. Then I started coaching at Carver High too.
So when did that start, as far as coaching wise? Because you, even in high school, did you go to college after high school, or you just went straight to?
I went to college, bro, for like a month. I said, nah, I'm good on college, you know what I'm saying? It just wasn't for me. But when I first quit college, one of my old coaches who passed now was my mentor, Jesse Bimmons. He had came to me at my house and just popped up and was like, man, you ain't got to be, a star, you know what I'm saying? You ain't got to be an athlete. He was like, man, these kids need you better. Just come help us out, you know what I'm saying? So I started off helping out, volunteering, you know what I'm saying? And then after that, I was working at the hospital in mental health. So I worked in mental health since I was 21 years old till I was 30. I let my mental health job go to, fulfill my dreams and, doing the seafood business and things like that. And that's all I basically did, you know what I'm saying? My upbringing was good. I ain't really have I had a father figure a little bit early in my life, but my big brothers is the ones that played the role in being, my father figure in my life, like that. When mom's busy, mom got to work a job, work 2 jobs, you know what I'm saying?
So what was the family dynamic? How many brothers and sisters you got? Like, how was that growing up with them as well?
Look, it's crazy you asked that question, because originally my mama got 6 boys, 2 girls. You know what I'm saying? But, I look at it as, she got 11. You know what I'm saying? Because, my mama took in, she was one of them hood mamas, you know what I'm saying? Took in whatever kid, that wanted to, but you had to do right.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So my mama raised us in a 4-bedroom. It was like 11 or 12 of us. You know what I'm saying? Plus her. Plus sometimes I had nieces and nephews and things like that. She probably let me, so.
So you and cousins, right.
So it just was like that, you know what I'm saying? So that's what it was really, really about coming up. My upbringing, everybody, that come from the projects always say they come from nothing, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I feel like that's a disrespect to your mother or whoever raised you feel what I'm saying? Because you come from something. You know what I'm saying? Just what your mindset is and where you're trying to get. You know what I'm saying?
Because if you could speak at the end of the day, you'd have made it out, right?
Right. Because at the end of the day, they bust their ass. You know what I'm saying? If your mama, raised you around that time in the 80s, that's what it was about. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, some people say they come from nothing, understanding that's financially. Sometimes that's what people be thinking. You know what I'm saying? But if you're thinking spiritual, morally, you know what I'm saying? Like looking at it and respecting, where you originally come from. You know what I'm saying? You look at it like, you know, like that. You know what I'm saying? So I could say my upbringing was all right. You know what I'm saying? I was a good athlete coming up. You know what I'm saying? I played
So
all
what kind
sports.
of what kind of sports you was
I
into?
played, you know, basketball when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? I played that for Carver. I played football too. You know what I'm saying? All district, all metro, all state, that type shit. But other than that, you know, that's just what it been, man. Ever since I got out of school, it's just been about working and just trying to, you know, better myself to go on in life.
So it seems like you have like a well-rounded kind of life so far, as learning experiences. Like you said, you of course you had coaches.
Right.
You maybe had some tough times while growing up, you know, in a project, whatever, night world, whatever the case may be. But you didn't really look at it like that. You also was built around a lot of family members as well. So you kind of have a lot of perspectives or whatever the case may be. And you mentioned even just now getting into this perseverance, getting even through COVID and all that stuff, and
Right.
building a brand.
Right.
So with all that being said, how much do you feel all of that stuff contributed to what you got going on right now?
A lot of it have a lot to go on because, you know what I'm saying, the restaurant business, like, you know, you sit back and you see people say, man, it's the hardest business you can be into, this, you know, you can be up one day, a few months or a few years, and you can be down the next few years. So I always try to stay, you know, level-headed with it, you know what I'm saying, because, you know, like I said, by me working in mental health, that let me know, you know, you can't get too overextended to something and let it stress you, you know, and it can send you a whole nother way, you know what I'm saying? So most of the times, man, where it really helped me at is just learning to be uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Everything ain't gonna be uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? I wake up every day knowing that life is just uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? So my goal right now is just try to continue to get better with being uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Because when things get uncomfortable and don't go right, you already, you know, there.
Is this
You know what
your
I'm saying?
first business venture?
It's crazy, man. It's my first. I own a restaurant. I own 2 restaurants. Like, I swear, I wake up every day and I still ask God, like, why me? You know, I never cooked before. I never wanted to cook before. I never went to school to cook before. I never had an interest in cooking. I never had none of that. You know what I'm saying? I did with a guy that a grill at my house for a barbecue. You know, so I really, you know, when it comes from a business, it's like I really started from nothing. You know what I'm saying? No marketing background, no restaurant background, none of that. You know, so everything I'm learning is just that I'm learning on the fly. You know, and it's been good for me. It's been good. I promise I wouldn't trade it for nothing right now.
Talk to us about coming from the barbershop to moving to being in front of the bar to your own spot. Like that transition in itself. Like what made you stick with it? What made you double down? Like what was that process?
The process with that was just like, you know, just seeing it. You know what I'm saying? Like seeing it, being there, because I ain't much want to sell no food. I ain't want to sell no food. You know, my brother and them at the barbershop and the same dude that got work for me, like, man, try to sell this, man, it's good. It's good, you know what I'm saying? It really come from just having some frozen crab left over from balling. So they were like, just do it. And I started off doing it. And you know, people was like coming in the night walk by the barbershop, you know what I'm saying? I just was thinking one night, I'm like, look, I wonder where else I can go to really make people eat it, you know what I'm saying? Like force people to eat the food. You know, even if it,
Put it in their face a little.
put it in their face and a little more and just let them see it. And so I had picked up the phone. I called Nell at the association. I'm like, Nell, look, give me a shot to come out here, try to sell my food. You know what I'm saying? Because it took a lot to build up just to go out there. Like, you going in front of people you don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no experience about nothing, but I'm going to try. You know, so once I got there in the first few weeks, the transition started getting a little better. And then it started making me want to work on things, you know what I'm saying? And I started just working on it. My little brother just was telling me, man, up your prices, it's going good. You know what I'm saying? Now you can start making to see if it's something that can really work for you. You know what I'm saying? Because I was still like, almost until like a year ago, bro, I was out of all 15, 16 of my boys, I was the only one had doubt about it at the time, you know what I'm saying? So I just was transitioning into
Speak to us about that. I've been to a couple of your restaurants. The same guys I seen on the corner with you with, I see them in the restaurants working today. Like, what that's about?
It's really about, bro, like when I used to work at the hospital and stuff, and we ain't have nothing to do, we all just chill, you know what I'm saying? It's a matter, it's crazy, let me back up. It's crazy because like most of the guys who started me from day one, like most of our mamas like either changed each other Pampers, probably spanked each other coming up or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So we really never had no chill spots to go do nothing. So on Sundays, you know what I'm saying, I used to take the lick, everybody come at my house, we used to grill up or whatever, you know, doing the thing. That my brother was still cutting out of the house. So boom, my brother wind up getting a restaurant. I mean, not a restaurant, I was getting a barbershop, getting a space. And so, damn, I said, shit, we started just hanging over there, chilling over there, doing our thing. And it's crazy because if I was to go out today, or even if none of this popped off, this would be them same dudes that'll be with me every day. You know what I'm saying? We gonna sit down, we gonna chill, we gonna joke, we gonna fuss, we gonna have a few beers, have a few drinks. And so when it was, you know, kicking off, I'm like, man, y'all with this? He was like, we been telling you we with this. You ain't with this. You know what I'm saying? So I said, well, look, man, let's just try to keep it, you know, business and keep it 100. Not let it, you know, y'all promised me that it wouldn't mess up our friendships down the line. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get 100% on doing it. You know what I'm saying? So it was shocking that all of us started working together. Like 4 of us, 3 of us started working. And then it started blowing up. You know, I already had other partners, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you wanna get down? Yeah. So we just started getting down, bro. I started off like trying to pay them a little bit of nothing for free. You know what I'm saying? So I say, man, shit, let's just go for it. And ever since then, bro, to be honest with you, bro, they're my biggest supporters and they're my biggest critics. You know what I'm saying? So, and then a lot of people always say, man, when I see you, why I see all these people? Why I see all these dudes? You know what I'm saying? Because these dudes really been with me since like I ain't have nothing. I was working at the hospital trying to make ends meet, you know, coaching for free, helping with the youth, things like that, you know what I'm saying? And they was beside me the whole time because on Sundays I knew one thing, they would show up, we in the yard, we kicking it, and that's what it been. And then, you know, I made a promise to myself and I told myself, I said, if I can't do this, keeping all of them around, I don't want to do it. You know, and most people tell you, man, that's the worst thing you can do is, you know, hire your friends. And I always...
Has it been all good or y'all just...
It's not ever all good. It's something every day with us. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's me with one of them, you know, but it never go to that extent. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all really family.
Right. At the end of the day. And then I realized too, like I can go anywhere and find workers, bro. Like, you know, but I can't find workers like them. You know, and I put that on the line and I say that because we can fuss, we can fight, we can disagree, we can do everything. I'm talking about the night before, the day of, they gonna show up to work. If I can't guarantee nothing, I can guarantee they gonna be at work. You know what I'm saying? Whether we had a fuss, fight, whatever it is, they gonna be at work. You know what I'm saying? I can show up, probably not talk to them in a day, they gonna be at work, and that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? They might have some days where, man, they gonna come, man, you was down bad. You know what I'm saying? We might be at work later that day, and we still go out that night, no matter what happened. You know what I'm saying? Then they might come tell me one of them, you was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Well, you know what? My bad. You know what I'm saying? You want smoke? You know, it just, right. That's just the things you know, trying to stay humble. And sometimes I go left, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes they got to pull me right. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they go right and I got to pull them left. And sometimes we going straight. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I also know too, when we going straight, can't nothing nobody do with us.
But y'all have one common goal in mind.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's what was kept everything going.
So, but I learned, you know, I learned things with that too. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you get bookings, you know, I'm bringing all of them with me. You know what I'm saying? Getting caters, I'm bringing all of them with me. You know what I'm saying? Just because I'm in that mindset of, man, I'm bringing them with me. This is what I want to do. But sometimes, like, on a business aspect of it, you don't need, you know, too many people. You know, it's just been learning courage with them, learning courage going with them. You know what I'm saying? I feel like they here for the long haul. You know, so that's just who I've been rocking with my guys. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. Like, I'm so proud of them dudes, bro. Like, y'all don't know, bro. Like, I haven't been in my St. Bernard location in 3 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like, literally. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing off. Ain't nothing going left. You know what I'm saying? They got a problem. They gonna fix it. Like, I literally don't have to go there. You know what I'm saying? Because I trust them. I ain't got to worry about nothing. They gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? They working short. They know what to do when they working short. They know what to do when they have too many. You know what I'm saying? So
the ship still sailing.
You know, I'm blessed to have them, bro. I'm really, really, really blessed to have them. To be real with you, like, you know, a lot of people be like, you don't need nothing, you don't need nobody. you know, because I really need them and want them,
Right.
you know, around because, you know, when I'm going left, you know, like they my mentor to tell me, man, you know, don't do that.
So that's good. The fact that you kind of started off with already having accountability.
Right.
So starting, that's why I asked, you know, is this your first business venture? Because a lot of people, they start off something first and they kind of just go, you know, go left because they don't have a lot of these variables. So what it seems like you got a lot of accountability. You already on the slick had employees without even knowing.
Right.
So you kind of already had things in your back pocket, right?
And I keep wild cards too.
Uh-huh.
You know, I keep wild cards too. You know, a lot of people don't know I keep wild cards. Man, I got a wild card at home that got business mindsets like it's not nothing, you know. Then I got another wild card, he a chef, he an ex-chef, and he used to stay with me for a little minute. And he took off, and you know, everything I have at hand is just like one phone call away. You know, if I have a problem with something at my restaurant, hey man, this not tasting right, this what I'm doing, why it's not doing that? You know, I know one thing, I can call him, he gonna tell me, if you try this or try that. If not,
So you got
know,
mentors as well.
Yeah, I got mentors too.
So how important do you think that contributed to your success by having these mentors around?
A lot. It's a lot, but it's all common, you know, in one. You know, I have a brother, I have a friend, I have a brother-in-law that's all in business and they're all in cook before. So most of them just one call away. You know,
Right.
I have one friend, he waiting for me to post something I'm not supposed to post on Instagram. He gonna call me instantly.
Take it off.
You know what I'm saying? I got one person who know stuff about the kitchen that live with me, which is my wife, from back to front. You know, then I have my mama who know everything about the kitchen from back to front. You know what I'm saying? Then she specializes in sanitation, stuff like that. So then I got a sister who, you know, who's straightforward. You know what I'm saying? I like this, I don't like this, I don't like this. You need to do this, you need to do that, and that's just what it is. You know, so sometimes like I have a team that I don't really have a team, but I have a team that people I can go to for every little thing that I need. You know, confidence, advice, you know, what I'm doing, what I should be doing, what I'm not doing, what I need to fix, what need to be fixed. You know, it's just things like that, you know, that have stuff that you have to be in place to make the next steps when you come from somewhere you don't come from, where you ain't have much experience or much, you know,
Right.
much to know about.
Right. So, you know, New Orleans is, I mean, we could arguably say one of the food capitals of the world, right? I mean, everybody come down here.
Not arguably.
It is. So you could say that, you know, that people literally come down here just for the food. And you telling everybody you ain't never, you know, even thought about doing this, and
Right.
they came in and really have a great product with all these people as well. Was that a part of your thinking about, man, like or you just never thought about it, like we better do something that is gonna be this good, but at the same time, we got so much competition because of where we at.
Yeah, but at the time I felt like wasn't nobody bringing what we was bringing at the time. I felt like I had something that's a tad bit different. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, sauce on seafood was known, you know, for a while, but it wasn't known like 100% like in the city like it is blowing up now. And
Go ahead and say it, man. You put it on the map. You ain't got I see you remixing them.
man, listen, check this out. I feel like this, bruh. I feel like this. At the end of the day, I feel like this. We came up with a great product. I don't think nobody was like, you know, trying to take over for us putting craft on the grill, chalk grill and craft and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm humble about it now, but in the beginning, that shit used to bother the fuck out of me. I can curse on it?
Yeah.
That shit used to bother the fuck out of me because I used to be like, man, this all I got. Why they trying to take it? You know what I'm saying? This all I got. Why they trying to do it like I'm doing it? You know what I'm saying? So it took maturity and it took time to start understanding that, you know, when you got a good product like that, that's what's gonna happen.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I was sitting down one day and I was like, you know what? if we feel like this the best shit, I shouldn't let that bother me. You know what I'm saying? So I took it up and I just like, you know, I said, you know what? I'm cocky with it. You know what? Like, ain't nobody fucking with this. This what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got the best product like out. And I feel like when people do it, you let me know that, you know, even more. You know what I'm saying? When you come and you twist and you put the crab on the grill, that let me know, all right, like, that's what I want you to do now. You know what I'm saying? Because like in my, you know, in the beginning, this was all I had. It was all I had. This is how I made money. It was all I had. I worked in a job for 10 years. You know, so that was all I had. So it used to bother me. It used to bother me. So sometimes to get on that rant, like everybody trying to do this because I'm doing this and doing that. You know what I'm saying? But now it's to the point, you know what? I ain't got to say that because it's already stamped about who did this, who started that, like who put it out there like that, you know, stuff like that. But, and then I stopped even worrying about it because I started noticing something like when I stopped worrying about it, I got more dangerous. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I got more dangerous. Like I got more dangerous than what I ever was because now, you know, people see, all right, I can pick at them with this, I can pick at them with that. You know what I'm saying? If I can do this, you know, and it ain't never used to bother me until, you know, I started seeing people do it. But now, you know, I look at it
almost
like
a compliment.
Yeah, now I look at it like now, like, man, yeah.
Right.
You know, this what I, you know, and I feel like if you go 10 years from now, if I'm going to deal tomorrow, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, people gonna be like, man, that dude who started charging in the craft. You know what I'm saying? That's D. You know what I'm saying? That's D who started charging in the craft. So it's just a wave now. It's a wave, a big old wave, and I feel like I put the mark on the city and I stamped it, and that's what I'm known for. I'm known for crafts, and I don't think ain't no better crafts right now.
So, I mean, I might know your answer to this one, but what do you feel like makes New Orleans, New Orleans?
The people, and I got receipts to show it. I got lines, videos, pictures. I got like full, like 90% of my customers is New Orleans based people. So I cannot get, and no disrespect to no tourists or nothing, like I cannot get no tourists and still survive. I cannot get no tourists and still survive. It's only in New Orleans. Like, you know, people sit back and say, well, man, you need tourists, you need this, you need this. But if your city behind you, if people behind you and they marching behind you, you don't need nobody but the people that's in it.
I mean,
you know,
it's hard to please New Orleans people, though.
It is. It is. I see it every day. But most of the times where I look at it, most of the time I look at it as like, if people want to be pleased like 3 or 4 times than what they're supposed to be, then they're expecting more from you. They got high expectations of what, you know, it was that you was bringing to the table. You know what I'm saying? And it's just not to the point. Like I take all punches how they come. You know, if you ain't satisfied with something, that's one thing about my business. And I feel like I'm #1 with that. You know, when you come to my business, if something ain't right, I fix it. You know, if you write me, I fix it. I respond back. I try to fix your order and make sure your food's straight. You know what I'm saying? To make sure you get the best experience that you have. You have some things you can't control, some things you could control. So I just be trying to keep it, you know, keep it moving forward. But you know, New Orleans people, especially like when it come down to seafood, like it's not no easy lane to, you know, to come into. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the main things.
So keeping it on New Orleans, what experience have you had that can only happen down here in New Orleans that you can think of?
Oh man, it's a million of them. Man, just doing what I'm doing, bro. You know, like you can go anywhere across the country. There's not too many places you can pull up and serve anything you want on the sidewalk. Anything you want on the sidewalk. You know what I'm saying? And then just do whatever you want to do with it. It's just made to be there. That's the gritty part about the city that everybody don't want to see. You don't need no storefront to get it popping.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The only thing you need is a street corner. And what a street corner, you can sell something anywhere you want. It's in New Orleans. It's only in New Orleans. You go to any street corner, you can name it. You know, besides a Bourbon Street and stuff where they trying to, control us, keep us out of there, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. But other than that, that's where it happened at, you know.
What's something you would tell your younger self? Any advice to the youth or to your younger self, you would say?
To the youth, like to the youth, I just want to say this, like, and I want like some of y'all, if y'all come in my spot, like to turn around and really realize, like, you know, coming up, I used to always think, like, when they used to be saying businessmen, you know, when you pull up a businessman in a dictionary, you pull up a businessman online, the first thing you're gonna see is a man in a suit and tie. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you come to my restaurant, like, some people really be like, man, why you dressed like that? You know, some of my boys be like, man, why you dressed like that? Because I want little kids to know, like young kids coming up, man, when people telling you be businessmen, that don't mean you got to wear a suit every day. They just scare me away from being a businessman. Man, I don't want to wear no suit every day. You know where we coming from? You know what I'm saying? It's just that the thing is that I want them to understand that you can be in a t-shirt, tank top, hat to the back, soldier rag, whatever, pants pulled up, tennis shoes, whatever. You can be a businessman. You are a businessman. You know what I'm saying? If you just take one step that you need to make, you can turn yourself into a businessman. You know what I'm saying? That's one of the things, like, I always be preaching to them, and I just be trying to tell them, like, don't get discouraged from what you're seeing. You know what I'm saying? You can be a billionaire and walk around in straight slippers and, you know, one sock on and a tank top. You know, your wave is your wave. You know what I'm saying? So I just be trying to take a different approach sometimes to just show them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had a young dude in the restaurant the other day. They're like, who the owner is? Whole time I'm waiting your table. You know what I'm saying? And the first thing he do, he look up like, I got on sweatpants, you know, a little bleach on them. You know what I'm saying? I got on slippers. I got on a regular t-shirt and a hat to the back. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you can play with their mental another way. You know what I'm saying? You can play with their mental this way. You know, some things like might catch with you, it might not catch with this one.
Right.
You know, so my goal always be one, bro. If you can reach one, teach one. If you could teach one, you reach one. So, you know, that's just the motto I live when it comes down to, you know, to you. You know.
Oh, so we want to thank you for coming on, but we also want you to let everybody know where to find your restaurants and where to find you online as well, any social medias or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, right now, my restaurant is DeesXquisite Seafood. You can find me. I got a location. It's a takeout location on 1401 St. Bernard Avenue, as in the 7th Ward, New Orleans. And I have a bar and grill I just opened up 3 weeks ago. It's at 8700 Lake Forest Suite 104. And that's got with the full menu, got a full bar. We have DJs there on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays. And we just taking over the city, man, one by one, bro. One by one. You know, on Instagram, I'm DeesXquisite Seafood. You know, my personal page, I'm D Crab Man, DEE Crab Man. And on my other page, I got DeesXquisite Bar and Grill. You know what I'm saying? That's where you can find me at.
Only in New Orleans.